So those are definitely leeks, and I harvested 3 of them, and I'm going to make a delicious potato and leek soup. However, it's 8 o'clock at night. That's not going to happen today. So I'm going to put them, I trimmed the roots. So I should mention that. I trimmed the roots off, and I'm just tucking them into a vase full of water. Those into that delightful vase full of water, and that's just going to sit in the fridge, and it'll be ready for me to make my soup tomorrow. I'm actually going to hit 3 different tags with this video. One will be eating the harvest, hashtag eating the harvest, hashtag let's InstantPot, and hashtag cooking with Thrive Foods. So, because I'm doing all of it. I've got my leeks from out in the garden. I've got a pound of bacon that is sizzling. Much about leeks, but I do know I gotta cut those off. And the recipe says to only use the white and the light green parts. And you can tell when you start getting up too high on it because it starts getting harder to cut through. Of course, my knife does need to be sharpened. But yeah, you want the light green stuff and the white stuff. And that's really all you use. I don't know, this is the first time I've ever grown leeks, so I don't know what you do with the rest of the leek. So I'm going to soak them in some water for a little while. I'm going to push the rings apart, as you can see. And I'm going to toss a little bit of vinegar in here because I find it helps to just clean everything. And yeah, I'm just going to let those soak for a few minutes while I cook this bacon. We'll get any kind of goop out of it. You can really tell when I start getting up into the darker green parts. You can see these are a lot thicker, and they're a lot, they get like woody almost towards the ends. Here's the Instant Pot, and I've currently got it on a low saute, and I am just cooking up some bacon in there. Like I said, I'm not going to use all of that bacon or all of the grease that it leaves behind, but I'm getting it all cooked up anyway for other dishes. The bacon out and a bunch of the oil. I did leave about a couple of tablespoons in it, and I left all the crunchies on the bottom. I'm going to stir that up for a minute, and then I'll be back. This soup is super easy to throw together, I tell you what. And using my Thrive potatoes is going to make it even easier because I don't have to sit here and dice potatoes. Although with this soup, you do in the end kind of run your, either run it in a blender to smooth it out, or I'm going to use my immersion blender to smooth it out, and that'll be that. But we'll get there when we get there. The juices from the onions, from the leeks, are pulling up all those little flavor bits, and all of that little flavor is going to come and be in our soup in the end. So that is what we're trying to do here. Alrighty, my onions have lifted up most of that juice. And my chicken broth will pick up the rest of it. I'm going to dump that in there. This is just a whole, I think it's 4 cups of chicken broth, and I will be adding some cream in a little bit later, but this 4 cups of broth should be enough. Stir. Well, I might need to add some more broth to that because that is a really big pot. But let's go ahead and get the potatoes in, and we'll see. We'll see. So I'm using 2 cups of these Thrive diced dehydrated potatoes. Now you can dehydrate your own potatoes. if that is what you would like to do, or if that's what you have handy, or you can use fresh potatoes. You don't have to use the freeze-dried ones. You can definitely use fresh. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this here and let those potatoes just kind of soak up some of that moisture, because they are, of course, freeze-dried, and they will need to be reconstituted. So that may cause me to need to add a little bit more stuff into there, a little bit more liquid into there. So we'll see. We'll come back in about 10 minutes and check it out. I'm just gonna leave it on a low saute. Or actually, I've got it on a medium saute right now, and we'll just leave it on that for, you know, 10 minutes. I might turn it down to a low saute if it starts bubbling too hard. You can always turn it down. And then we'll go from here, because I am going to add in some milk, probably a couple of cups. Oh, I keep turning you away from me. I am going to be adding a couple of cups of milk into here eventually, but not quite yet. So, but we'll get back and we'll get to that. I did add 2 more cups, and I just added water. I used it to rinse out my carton and added that. And I grated a clove of garlic in here. And now I'm dropping in a bay leaf and 3 or 4 sprigs of thyme. And I'm actually going to turn this down now. You can see it's on the medium saute, and I'm going to turn it down to the low saute. It's going to ring in 14 minutes and remind me to come check it. But that should bring my bubble down to a more manageable point. And yeah, I'm going to throw a lid on this and let it cook and build some flavor for a little while. I'm finding that I'm bubbling too vigorously. Let's give you a look in there if you can see how much that's bubbling, and that's on low. So I don't want it bubbling like that. So I'm going to cancel that, and I'm going to come over here to my slow cook function, and I've got it on the more here for the slow cook, and I'm going to leave it on there. And it's good for 14 hours and 30 minutes, set the way it is. But I'll come back and give it a check in about 15 minutes. But yeah, I don't want it bubbling quite that much. I don't want it to bubble all my liquid away. I mean, I know I have a lid on, but that lid does have a vent. So, you know, there is that. So I fished out my, my thyme. You can see all the thyme is off of it, pretty much, and is now in my beautiful soup. And my potatoes are cooked and my leeks are cooked, and so I'm going to now add my 2 cups of milk. Now, you can add heavy cream if you have it on hand. I don't have it on hand, so I'm just adding milk. Now I'm going to cancel this again. I'm going to go back to my saute, and I'm actually just going to go to a low saute again, and we're going to bring this up just until it starts to bubble. You were making this soup and you were making or using regular potatoes. Of course, it's going to take longer to cook, right? Because they're going to take longer to cook. But you can do it in your Instant Pot still. You could leave it on the saute and add a little bit more moisture so that you have some that's going to bubble off, right? You can take longer with it and allow it to slow cook for, you know, several hours. I'd say 4 to 6 hours anyway, but you could throw this together in the morning and let it cook all day, and you'd have a delicious dinner when you get home. So I will bring this up to temperature, and then I'm going to pull out my immersion blender and give it a zhuzh. And then I'm going to throw in a little bit of cheese, and I'm going to throw my bacon back in there, and I might go and grab some chives out of the garden. I've got some beautiful garlic chives out there. And I think I'll go and grab just a few of those to sprinkle on top, and then we'll have dinner. Now that is some creamy soup. Added my bacon back in, and I actually went ahead and added the whole pound back in because yum, why wouldn't you? Is there such thing as too much bacon? And now I'm adding in, this is about, I don't know, a half a cup or so of shredded Gouda. And we'll just melt that in. Take about 2 minutes. Oh, you're steaming again. For that to just kind of incorporate into our beautiful soup. Oh, and I didn't go and get those chives. Let me go do that. Of course, I'm going to cancel that off the saute and turn it back onto my slow cook. And that's going to let it not bubble while I'm gone. And I'm going to go grab some chives and call dinner ready. On camera. We're back to that, Meemaw. Oh my goodness, your cat didn't eat much.
The other cats usually come in and finish this. What kind of soup is this?
This is the potato leek soup.
Hot.
Hot. You don't like it? Did you see the way she wrinkled up her nose? What's wrong with it?
It tastes like chalk.
What do you mean it tastes like chalk?
How do I know what chalk is?
How do you know what chalk tastes like?
I'm old. I come from the era of blackboards and chalk.
And you've eaten chalk?
Probably.
You don't like it, really?
It's rather... It's okay.
Does it need salt?
No.
Does it need pepper?
No. It doesn't need anything.
Does it have too much flavor, Mom? Is that the problem?
It's funny tasting.
What do you mean it's funny tasting? Define funny.
Like chalk.
I don't think the soup tastes like chalk, Meemaw.
It does taste like chalk. Like chalk ground up. Maybe the texture of it. The texture of it is like chalk.
Okay, I have to taste it now.
When you take a bite of chalk.
No, Mom, I'm not actually familiar with biting chalk. I don't know that I've ever actually
Take a bite of
had
chalk.
a bite of chalk. Not so I can remember anyway. When's the last time you remember eating some chalk? Mom.
My stomach hurts. Can I go now?
No, go. Yeah, if you take your dinner with you. Are you going to eat it?
I'll work on it.
You going to eat your chalk? You can come sit out here with me. No. Okay, well, I got the chives. I'm clipping some chives onto it.
Oh, my stomach hurts. It's not from the chalk.
It's not from the chalk. Oh my gosh. What are you going to say if I think it tastes like chalk? I haven't actually tasted it as I've been cooking it. I guess that's weird. Okay, I will. Well, I don't know what chalk tastes like, but I don't think this is it. I actually think it could use a little bit of salt and pepper. So, but I'm going to scoop me another scoopful because this is actually really good. So I'm going to get me a full bowl and I'm going to add a little bit of pepper. And a little bit of salt. And yeah, I'm gonna go eat because this is yummy. I'm gonna go make sure Dave heard me. We'll maybe get him to try it too. Hang on. Just give her bread and water.
Hey, you can't screw that up.
Well, that seems to be all she wants to eat nowadays.
Well,
I don't know. I'm hoping that she was kidding because I don't think it tastes like chalk.
no,
I think it's good. I actually filled my bowl up after I tasted it.
it's fine.
And so did Dave. He took a little tiny bit and then he tasted it and then he filled his bowl up. So I guess we did something right this time.
Well, no, Dawn's still not eating.
Well, I guess 2 out of 3 ain't bad. It's a pretty good average, I'd say.
I'm gonna say, yeah, she's gonna eat cheese and bread.
She's gonna have cheese and bread, yeah, and her marmalade. Mima never did tell me whether she liked it or not, so I still don't know. But Dave and I did, and I actually froze the leftovers to heat up again. So we'll let you know how that goes. So there you go. Cooking with Thrive. Hashtag Let's Instant Pot and hashtag Eating the Harvest. So tagged all 3 of those, and let's see. So hashtag Let's Instant Pot. That is actually a playlist created by Michelle over at Real Life with Michelle and Rob, and I'll leave their link down below, and you can check them out because she is a total hoot. Uh, and Tabby is yelling at me because I'm talking to you again, so I'm going to wrap this up quickly and say the other 2, I don't know who created those hashtags or if they are playlists or not. If you find out, let me know, and I'll be sure to message them and let them know that I've got one they can add to their playlist. I hope that you have a fantastic day and take good care of yourself. I'll see you soon. Bye now.